So what do you mean by relationship in Salesforce, right? So let's assume there are two tables or two objects. Okay. We have two objects. One of the object is called candidate and the other object is called employer. Okay, so who is a candidate? A candidate is a person who is applying for the job, and employer is the person who is hiring for the job, right? That is the two tables that we have. Now, if you want to connect these two tables, right, you want to integrate or you want to combine these two tables and say table A is related to table B or table B related to table A, then there is a concept called relationship in Salesforce. So when you want to make sure that two tables talk to each other, then you need to build the field dependency on that with a data type called relationship. Okay, now in Salesforce there are okay, before going to Salesforce, let's talk about the three generic relation. Okay, three generic relation, that is one to one relation, one to many, or many to one, and then we have many to many. So what are the three types? It's one to one relationship, one to many or many to one, and then we have many to many. Okay, now before learning one to one, I'll try to cover one to many. Okay, what is one to many or many to one? It means that there is one parent and many children. Correct. So one parent having many child, like in other words, one parent is having two sons and two daughters, right? That is one to many relationship. Likewise, if you take company, one company is having many employees. That is one to many relationship, right? Then one shop is having many products. What is that? Many, one to many relationship. Are you getting the examples what one to many relationship stands for in terms of examples?
Yes.
So can you guys quote me some examples of one to many? What other examples can you say over here for one to many?
One school, many students.
Very good. So one school has many students, or many students belong to one school, right? It's the same. Then
One company is having many clients, like client companies.
okay, one company is having many clients. Okay, that's also good. Then what else? Tell me two more, then we'll move on.
One hospital is having many more patients.
One hospital having many patients. Very good. That's one to many. One more. Come on, give me one more and then we will discuss about what is one to one.
One company contains many products.
One company is having many projects. Okay, so that is one to many. Okay, now that is a possibility of one to many. What about one to one? What is a one to one relationship? Like you can say that one parent is having one child, but it is not one to one because there is a possibility that one parent can have many children, right? So that single possibility or probability should not be there to make the many. That is one to one. So can you guys think of some examples for one to one? Anybody? What is the example that could be for one to one? You guys told me beautiful examples for one to many, right? Like one project, okay, whatever, one company, many project, one company, many clients, one hospital, many patients. Yeah, makes sense. What about one to one? What can be an example for one to one relationship?
Like one family is living in one house.
One family is living in one house, but there is a possibility you can move to a different house, right? Tomorrow. So that slightest possibility should not be
Passport
there.
also. like one person is having only one passport
Very good. Yes.
and
So
one
that
Aadhaar,
is
like that.
that is 1 to 1. Okay, like exactly. Very good, Ramya. So 1 to 1 is nothing but one person can have only one passport. One person can have only one visa, or not visa. Sorry, what is that? One Aadhaar, right? So your Aadhaar number will never change. Your PAN card number will never change. Correct? So that is 1 to 1. Now, why are we talking about 1 to 1? Okay, in Salesforce, you don't need to create a separate table to maintain PAN card information. Do you all agree? Do you need to create an object called PAN card and maintain the information of the PAN card? No, right? Instead, what you can do, you can create a field called text. On the candidate object, you can create a field, or on the employer object, you can create a field called text field or number field and enter your Aadhaar number and PAN card number. So there is no need for you to create one more table called PAN card, one more table called Aadhaar card or whatever passport, and link this object to another. So the concept of 1 to 1 in Salesforce does not exist. So you need not have to create one table to create the relation between two objects. In Salesforce, we only have one-to-many or many-to-one and many-to-many. Understanding this? So in one-to-many or many-to-one relationship, we have three types. That is what you see on your Salesforce screen. What are they? Have you observed what are the three relationship fields, data types on Salesforce?
Yes.
What is it?
Read only, relationship, and generic data.
Yeah,
So
in relationship, there are three, right? Have you observed what that
Yes.
is? What is that?
Master relationship.
Very good. So master detail, lookup, right? And external lookup. So these are the three relationship fields in Salesforce. And what are these three relationship fields? It comes under the category of one-to-many or many-to-one. Okay. Now what we'll do, we'll differentiate this. Okay. We'll differentiate what is lookup, what is master detail. So I'm going to write here lookup. Actually, let me write here. So we'll write and master detail. This is very important topic. Okay, this is the question they will ask in your interview. How many types of relationships are there? Then you can tell there are two types of relationship, one to many or many to one, and then many to many. In Salesforce, the one to many relationship are of three types: lookup, master detail, external lookup, right? And then they're going to ask you what is the difference between lookup relationship and master detail relationship, right? So now we'll list that down. So please make note of this, or try to what do you call, remember this as I'm writing. In lookup, parent is not mandatory.
Oh. One doubt, one to many, they are divided into three, you told.
Yeah.
Look up and another two fields, can you tell?
Master detail
Master detail
and external lookup.
and external. Okay.
Now we are learning the difference between lookup and master detail. So please learn this along with me. Okay. In lookup relationship, parent is not mandatory. And in master detail relationship, parent is mandatory. We learn the meaning of it later. Okay. So first learn of, as I'm writing, what these are. So first thing we have written. The second thing, when parent is deleted, okay, child is not deleted in lookup. In master detail, when parent is deleted, child is deleted. All right. Third difference is security of the parent and child are independent. Whereas in master detail, security of the parent decides or whatever. You can say security of the child is dependent on the parent. All right. Third one is roll up summary, not possible. And here roll up is possible. So I'm going to pause here for the moment. Just observe these differences for a moment and then we'll come back. Okay. Okay, I was going on talking on mute. I'm sorry about that. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So did you guys learn these differences? Or note these differences down?
Yes.
Okay, I hope you have. So now we learn the meaning of these differences. Okay, so whenever you are linking two objects, you can make a decision of which relationship field to choose. Okay, whenever you're linking two objects, the first thing you need to identify as part of the process is between the two objects, identify the parent and child. That is the first step you need to do. Whenever the requirement is coming, you need to first identify out of these two objects, which is the parent, which is the child. Once you identify which is the parent, which is the child, the second step is create the field on the child. Create the relationship field on the child. These are the two steps. Now, if you know these two steps, then you can decide which relationship to create and implement the admin activity. Okay, so let's take a use case here, and my use case is we have candidate, we have employer. Now I need to link these two objects. Okay, so what scenario can you think of when I say link these two objects? Why are we trying to link candidate with employer? Because one employer can have many candidates. Do you all agree with me?
Yes.
Or it can also be vice versa, right? One candidate can also have many employers. Possible? It is possible, no?
Possible.
Yeah.
Possible.
So yes, the first thing you need to identify or understand or ask this question to your business analyst, or you need to ask this question to your client or customer, right? That what is the use case you are looking for? We understand that there are two objects, candidate and employer. Are you saying that one candidate can have many employers, or are you saying that one employer can have many candidates? If my requirement is one candidate is having many employers, then which is the parent, which is the child?
Candidate is parent.
Very good. So the one is the parent, the many is the child, correct? Likewise, if I say one employer is having many candidates, then which is the employer, which is
Employer will be the parent and the candidate will be
the
the
child.
child.
So that step is completed here. So once you have two objects and they tell that we need to link these two objects, immediately in your mind, you should think, okay, how do we link two objects? We can link two object using relationship. The second question that should pop in your mind is, okay, how do we link these two objects? For that, I need to know which is the parent and child. But at this point, do you know which is the parent and child? No. So you need to ask the question, right? You need to ask, is it one candidate, many employers, or whatever, one employer, many candidates? Like that, the situation can differ based on the two objects. Like if I have two objects, like let me create one more here, right? Like the examples you guys quoted me, right? What was the examples? Can you tell me one example that you guys quoted? Something you guys told in the beginning, one to many relationship example.
Yes. Client, a company is having many clients.
Okay, so company is there. That is one. You'll maintain one table to maintain all the company information. Then you'll have another table to maintain all clients information. Now the requirement is whatever you said, no, Ramya. One company has many clients.
Yes, yes.
So which is the parent here? Which is the child?
Company will be the parent and the client will be the child.
Right. Good. So you guys are understanding how to identify the parent and child between two objects. First step. Are you guys clear with step number 1?
Yes.
Yes.
Now we'll move to step number 2. Okay. The step number 2 is you have to create the relationship field. Now you'll have a confusion. What is that confusion that you guys will have? There are two objects, right? Candidate, employer. On both these objects, you can create field, correct? You can create the field even on candidate object. You can create on employer object also. So you guys will be thinking, on which object should I create the relationship field? Is it on the candidate or is it on the employer? So if my requirement is one employer has many candidates, right? You guys told me the parent is employer and the child is candidate. So on which object you need to create the relationship field?
Employer.
Everybody agrees?
Child, candidate.
Very good. It's on the candidate, right? So this is my step number 2. I didn't create the relationship field on the child. Always.
Okay.
Okay. Always create the relationship field on the child. These are the two thumb rules. Okay. What is the third step now? If you identified the parent, and if you identified the child, and then you want to now create a relationship, you will go to this step, right? And Salesforce will show you 3 options, correct? If you want to create a relationship, what are the options it shows you? You guys told me, right? Lookup, master detail, and external lookup, correct? So how will you know which relationship field to create now? You only know 2 steps, right? The third step is identify the type of relationship. So again, as administrator, you cannot simply blindly create any relationship field you want. You need to go back and ask the question. What type of question you will ask in order to create the type of relationship? The first thing you will ask is parent mandatory or not? So how do you ask this question in this scenario that we came up with? So we have employer, which is the parent, right? And then we have candidate, which is the child. So your question should be translating this, right? What should you translate and ask? You should ask that if I create a candidate record in Salesforce, is employer a mandatory thing to be there? What does that mean? Let's say a candidate is Apoorva and the employer for the candidate Apoorva is TCS, right? So what is the meaning of this? Should TCS record be in the system for Apoorva to get created? If they say yes, then which relationship you will create?
Many to one.
Yeah, but which relationship you will create between lookup and master detail?
Master.
Master, because a parent should be there. If you
Yes.
the priority of being a parent, then we need to choose the master detail, because in the lookup we are not having parent is
Parent as mandatory.
mandatory.
So this is the question. You guys have to do the analysis before the implementation of the relationship field. It is not like somebody will tell you these are the two objects, link these two objects with master detail. No, nobody is going to tell you that in the company. You guys as admins should be able to know which relationship to create. And how will you know which relationship to create? When you know this difference. There are much more differences. You guys can Google after this class, but I don't care about other differences, because for me to fulfill the requirement, the four important differences are these. Okay, so the first question you guys got an answer, like parent is mandatory. That means if they say yes, parent is mandatory, then you need to go with master detail. The second thing you may want to ask them before you confirm that it's master detail or lookup is, you can ask them, right? I have a record called TCS, which is an employer. Tomorrow, if I delete this TCS record in the system, there will be many candidates under that. For example, there will be Apoorva, right? There will be Ramya, right? There will be Vinuta, okay? And there will be Malati, right? So all these will be the candidates of TCS. And if I delete TCS in the system, then all these records, there is a possibility of it getting deleted, or it cannot have the possibility of deleting. So you should ask this question: do you want, if I delete TCS, should all these records be deleted in the system? If they say yes, then which relation you will create?
Master detail, because in this scenario, TCS will be the parent, and in that under that the children are like this. So we will be choosing master, because once the parent is deleted, the child that will also will be deleted.
Very good. So that is how you choose the relationship. Okay, now I'm going to show you these things, right? Like what we learned so far was actually theory. Now we will implement this on the screen, right? How do you implement this? So I have only one object in the system. I have only candidate. So what I need to do, I need to create a new object called employer. So let's do that. And then my next thing is, I don't want the parent, I mean, when I delete an employer, I don't want child candidate to be deleted. So what relationship I will go with? I will go with lookup.
Lookup.
So let's do that in the system and see what happens. Okay, so first I will quickly create object. So you guys know already how to create object, and you can observe how quickly I'm going to create it now. You guys also can try it from your end if you want. So I'm going to create a custom object. I'm going to call it an employer, right? Plural form is employers. It starts with a vowel sound. So I'm going to checkbox that. And I'm going to allow reports, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give the employer name as a automatic field. I'll give it deployed. I'll say allow search, add notes, launch a tab. Done. I created an object. The next step, I'm going to create a tab. Come on. Okay, so employer ka tab I will create. And this time I'll just randomly choose a tab style. I'll keep it default on. I'll do next. I'm going to keep this tab visible only in my iTech and save. So I have an object, guys, in my system. Two objects are there, but remember these two objects are individual objects. I have not linked them at all, right? The next step is I need to create the relationship between these two objects. How do I create that? Where should I go? Where should I go to create the relationship?
Relationship field.
On which object?
Like
Candidate.
Employer.
employee is the you told that
Candidate.
the employee will be the parent and candidate will be the child.
Yeah. So on which object? So where should I go now?
Candidate.
How do I go to candidate?
On field and relationship.
But this is an employer now.
Okay.
How do I go to candidate now?
Object manager.
Very good.
This one. Candidate.
Search for candidate. So remember this step, do not forget, always create the relationship field on the child object. In ours, the child object is candidate because our scenario is one employer is having many candidates, right? So I'm going to choose fields and relationship. What next? What should I click on next? Here. Tell me, where should I click on this page next?
Field dependencies.
Okay, I clicked it.
New.
New, right? I need to create a new field. So I need to click on new. Okay. Come on. Salesforce is getting slow, or I don't know if my internet is slow. Fields and relationship, new. All right. So new. Now what do I select? What is my requirement? My requirement is if I delete the employer, I don't want candidate to be deleted. What should I select?
Like lookup relationship.
Look up and then next. Okay, so here which object should I relate this to? Now I am doing the relationship, right? So I have to relate it to employer. So let me look for employer next. What is the name I want to give? Employer, right? That's the field name. Is it required? I don't want to keep it required. All right, so that's it. Next. And just a checkbox visible to all for now. Don't worry about it. And do next. Save. That's it. You created the relationship. Now, how do I test this? Where should I go to test it? So now I am created, and you will see here that employer is a field. It's a lookup field, but on the UI, I want to see it now. So if I want to see on the UI, where should I go?
App launcher.
On app.
Very good.
And view all for your app item.
So I go to the iTech application, right? And then what do I select here?
Select candidate.
Very good. I select candidates. I can select any candidate I want to, right? And now you see here, I have an employer, right? And in employer, I can see the lookup field that is created. And I can create a new employer if I want to. So this is a different object, right? Employer is a different table. Now I'll create an employer called TCS, for example, and I'll save it. So I created an employer. Now this candidate is looking up to an employer called TCS, and done. I will save this. So once I save this, you can see here, there is an employer. This is in a separate table. This TCS is stored in a separate table called employer. The name field has come because in the object creation time, we gave name. Now, if I go to employer, right, how do I find the child data? The child data will always reside in the related list. So this is called related list, as you see on my screen. So click on it. And you can see over here, there is a company called TCS, and I can create many candidates under this company. Getting my point? How we are defining one to many?
Yes, yes.
So there is one employer TCS and there are many candidates. And where can I find the many? In the related list. Where can I find the parent information? The parent information is always, okay, always present in the details. So when you look at this particular record, you can easily say that the employer is the parent of the candidate. Getting what I'm saying? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if you're clear on that, let's move a little bit to a advanced topic. Okay. So this was the relationship field that we created called lookup. And what did you guys understand from this? That the field is not mandatory, right? Like I could create employer TCS and have this candidate without the employer also, right? The second thing is, let's say I delete the employer TCS. I delete this. Delete. What should happen now for lookup? If I deleted employer, what should happen on the lookup relation that I have created? Huh?
Child remains.
I can't hear. Guys, what's going to happen to candidates if I delete employer?
No effect on child.
No impact will be there, right, on the child.
Yes, there will be no
So if I
impact.
go to candidates, you see, I still see candidates here. So that is the meaning of the second point. Got it? When parent is deleted, child is not deleted. So we proved it. Right? Now, my other requirement I'm going to tell you guys is, you are working in a company, okay, real-time project, and there is possibility that you guys created this relationship, right? Candidate and employer now have a relationship called lookup. And suddenly, in the middle, the business will come and tell you, hey, you know what? We did a mistake. We actually want that the candidates get deleted when the parent is deleted. They're going to tell you this, and you will have, let's say, 1 billion records in the Salesforce already. How you're going to tackle this scenario?
Like when we before creating the candidates, we have choose a field of lookup.
Correct.
There we need to change towards a master record. Then automatically when we delete the parent, or the child will be deleted.
So you are saying, that's Ramya, right?
Yes, yes.
So you are saying, Ramya, that you can change the relationship, right? Like once you have
Yes.
created a lookup, you can change it.
Yes.
Correct? Yes, the answer is correct. Okay, so when you create a relationship field and now there is a requirement change, you guys have the ability to change the data type. Okay, so let's observe that. So if I go to candidate, because this is the object where I created the relationship, this is the object, right? Employer is the object. So if I go here, you will see a button on this thing called change field type. Change field type. You guys observe this? So I can change the data type of this particular field to any other relationship field that I want. So what I can change here, I will change to master detail. But do you think that this is going to be successful? Do you think I'll be able to change it?
Yes, because here in the read and write, allowing to the user to rewrite to access or master record, to create and edit and delete. So there is an option of like editing option is there, no? Then we can't edit or we can edit.
Okay, so let's observe what's going to happen. Okay, I want to tell you guys that this won't happen unless you perform certain steps. Okay, so let's learn what is the error and how to resolve that. Okay, even like many experienced people, no, they will not know this. They will simply blindly say, oh no, we cannot do this. Okay, so remember in Salesforce, you can always change the data type from one data type to another, but there are some best practices as an admin you need to follow. One thing is you need to keep a data backup. Okay, we'll be learning in this course how to use how to do the data management and all, but for now just remember in theory that whenever you're changing the data type, there is a high possibility that there'll be a data loss, and you don't want to impact the data, right? What if Jon Snow gets lost and now you have to be answerable? No, you can't do such mistakes as admin. So whenever you're playing with data, whenever you're changing the data type, please keep backup of the data. Once you keep backup of the data, you can change the data type just like the way I showed you, right? Click on the button, change field type. Now I chose master detail. When you choose master detail, make sure that you're always clicking on allow reparenting. If you do not click on allow reparenting, then the child can have only one parent. It cannot have multiple parents. It's going to create problem in your records. Okay. So child can be allowed to reparent. So allow this checkbox to be true and then do next. Now next. Save. It will not let you save, it will give you an error. And I want you guys to read this error and tell me what you understood. Anybody can volunteer. You can ping on the chat and tell me, and I'll call your names and you can explain me what you understood from this error.
Like before creating the master relationship, we need to create, first we need to create the relationship of the lookup. Is it
So we
right?
did that already, right, Ramya? We already had created a lookup. Now we are trying to change it to master detail, correct?
Yes.
So this part you have understood and you told correctly. Yes, before doing this master detail, you have to first create the lookup. What is the second part? What does this mean? Populate the lookup field with data in all records, then change the relationship to master detail. What does this mean?
Like the in other data will be there, no? Like the parent, not the parent, the child. In that also we need to change towards the whatever the master detail we need to change, no? So we'll be changing in that also, that field also.
No, I did
Wherever
not
the
understand.
lookup is there, we'll be changing into the master detail.
That's what we're doing now, right? We are on the child, we are on the child object and we're trying to change the relationship, correct? We are on the candidate, the child object, and we're changing lookup to master detail. But what is this line saying? The lookup field with data. What does that mean? So what that means is, see, which is the lookup field here, guys? Which is the lookup field?
Candidate in first one in the pay. John.
Yeah, which is the lookup field? Employer, right? So employer is the lookup field. Lookup field is nothing but the parent field, right? We spoke about this a couple of minutes back. I said that the parent information is always a lookup field on the details. The child fields are, the child records are always in the related list. Now in my error message, what is it saying? Populate the lookup field with data. So which is the lookup field here?
Like,
Employer.
we need to change the parent detail also towards the masters.
No, you should not do that. So listen to me. So here we have the candidate object and the lookup field is employer, right? So what is it saying? Simple statement, right? It is saying fill up the lookup field with data, correct? So what we have to do? We have to fill the data here, correct? That's what is the meaning of fill it with the data. Why we have to fill with data? What is the whole meaning of master detail? In the differences that you guys learned today, what is the first difference in the master detail?
Parent is mandatory.
Parent is mandatory, right? So what is the parent here? Employer, right? So in employer, if there is no data and now we are trying to create master detail, how will the system accept? Getting my point? So what we need to do, we need to make sure that all the parent data is populated on the child before even we are turning it to master detail, because one of the main point of master detail is parent should be there always on the child record. If there is no parent on the child record, it is never a master detail. And now what we're doing, we are trying to link the candidate and employer without having the parent information on the child, because there are already existing records in the system, correct? So there are two candidates in our system, Monica and Jon Snow. If I go to Monica, Monica does not have an employer. And now I'm saying the two objects, the candidate and employer, are linked to master detail. While master detail के लिए क्या चाहिए? You want parent, and there is no parent here. So system will not let you do that. Getting my point? That is why it is telling you, please populate the lookup field with the records and then change the relationship to master detail. Making sense? What is the meaning of parent is mandatory? Are you guys clear? What is the meaning of parent is mandatory?
Yes.
Okay. So what we need to do now? I need to populate the data. Correct? So now the candidates. Now we have candidate records which have the parent info on it. Both of these have the parent info on it, correct? Jon Snow and Monica have TCS. Now if I try to change, we'll follow the same steps, right? Now if I try to change, it will happen. Let's try that. Change type. I need to change it to master detail. Next. I want to make sure that it's reparented. Next. Next. Save. Now it's going to save without an error. Making sense?
Yes.
Saved. So now it was only 2 records, guys. Okay, so it was just 2 records. It was easy for me. What if there was 10,000 records? You can't sit and open every record and keep updating the parent. It's going to take you so much time as admins.
We cannot use filter, like there is a symbol of filter, no?
Where?
The previous screen, it is showing in the right side, there is a filter option.
Yeah, there is
So,
a filter option. There is an edit
like
option.
in the Excel, how we'll be filtering out like that, we can't able to do in this.
Yeah, you can filter it here, right? Definitely, that's a very good idea. You can filter, but you have to update, right? How you will update? You have to enter manually? No, you cannot do that, correct? So that's where you need to use the data loading techniques, which we will learn later in this course. Okay, it was just
Okay.
2 records. So I could open these 2 records and I can update it manually. But if it was 10,000, 1 million, 1 lakh records, then it's too difficult, no, to go one by one, update the records, and to your point, filter, then click on this, manually edit. All this is a very manual task. So you should not be doing things manually as admins. Okay, you should use as much Salesforce CRM features. Okay, so we'll be learning the that as part of it's there in your course here. Where did that go? Yeah, see, data management. So this part we'll be learning. We have not reached there yet. Okay, so that is what is the difference between lookup and master detail. Roll up summary, I will not be teaching you guys today because we need to understand the next part, which is many to many relationship. So today we were able to cover one to many, one to one. So many to many is pending. I'll continue this in tomorrow's class, many to many. Okay.
Okay.
So I will leave you guys to ask me any questions for the next 5 to 10 minutes. And we can wrap up after that. If anybody wants to share their screen and show what they have done in the last few days, you can do that. Or if you want to ask me any questions, you can ask me questions.
Actually, you previous screen you were showing, in the child also we need to relate with the parent, then only we can update it. It is right. I understood like that only. It is
You
correct.
should always create the relationship on the child object.
Okay.
Okay. You can never create a relationship field on the parent object unless it is a child of another object, right?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. So I think Malti, you had some problem with your account. You want to share your screen and show what you had? We can resolve that and wrap up the class.
I don't have PC right now, but I can tell you that it was showing that Salesforce.com has deactivated. So I created one more username and password, but that also got deactivated.
Okay. So what are the steps you're following to create an
First,
account?
first I went to developer.salesforce.com and created all the information. I filled it. Then I got the password also. Then I verified.
Is this the page you went?
Yes, yes, yes,
This one?
yes.
Okay. All right. Let's do one thing. You remember your username?
Malti1 at webshala.com.
Malti1@webshala.com. Is this correct?
Yeah, yeah.
What's the password?
Malti@24.
M capital?
No, all small letters. MALATI
MALATI at the rate?
24.
At the rate 24. This is your new one or old one?
Old one.
Okay. Let's try. Your company salesforce.com has been deactivated. You can easily activate your service by subscribing to. Please email to us info. Okay, so let me ask you a few questions. When you were creating your account, okay, let me go back here. So when you're creating your account, what is the company name that you gave?
Facebook.
Oh, you gave Facebook. Okay. Hold on. So this is the website I always go if I don't know answers, because it's a community of people who work so much with Salesforce passionately, and they put up their suggestions on how they have improved or what they have done to solve these type of problems. It's a forum. Okay, it's a trailhead forum.
Okay.
So when I'm attempting to log in your company, this is the thing, no? Even you got I emailed to this address with no reply. I called to that number and I'm facing problem from yesterday, blah, blah, blah.
I too sent email, but I didn't get response now.
Yeah, it sounds like a Salesforce subscription contact. But yours is not even, yours is a free org, right? You don't have to face these type of problems actually.
I created twice I created, but it was deactivated.
Okay, but you email to this info at jp dot this one?
Send mail.
This one? This email you sent a mail?
Yes,
When did you send it?
on Saturday.
Okay. And again you did this, again the same thing happened?
Yes, after 2 days, the account got deactivated.
Okay.
And today also I have sent it, but I didn't get any response.
One second. Oh, hold on. Please check your email and it should include email address and phone number. Did you include your phone number in your
No, no.
okay, try doing that once. Okay.
Okay.
And they're saying that they usually take one business day. So Saturday and Sunday might be a holiday, and today or tomorrow you might receive the
But today
response.
I sent
Huh.
for
That's
one more
what,
day.
one business day.
Account.
Let's wait for one business day, which is today and tomorrow. If they still don't, then we'll see what to do. But meanwhile, I'll try to see if there is something, because this is something I have never heard for free, or if it's paid and all, then it's a big thing, right? But
Okay.
this is a free org. We can do one more thing. Hold on. So this is the one. So what is the username you said? MALATI1 @ webshala, right?
Yes.
Check if you got some email.
Didn't get an email.
No, 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 now.
Okay, I'll check it.
That's really crazy. Did you get an email?
No, ma'am, I'm checking.
Okay. This. Try out these things also. Putting it on the chat. Try out this as well, Malti.
Okay, I'll
Later.
try. Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when you created the second account, right? You gave the same company name, Facebook.
Yeah, same company.
Don't give Facebook, try something else and
Okay.
see, if the account is getting created. Yeah.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, try to create a new this one, and you're giving your email address, correct? Malti, your actual Gmail address or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then don't give the company name Facebook. Instead, give something else. Like, I don't know. Can give
Okay.
anything other than Facebook. I just want to find out, is it because of the company name, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Try this out and let me know if you're facing any issues.
Okay. Today I have created one more account. So if it get deactivated, then I have to try another one.
Oh, you have created another account which is still
Yes.
active, right?
No, now I'm using the activated one. But again, I had created Malti 2 at webshala.com. That got deactivated.
That also got deactivated, right?
Yes, second one and third one now I have created.
Okay, don't give company as Facebook. Let's see. Okay.
Okay.
So company name Facebook and domain name Webshala. Is this right? What does this mean? Like, I'm not getting your question, Ashish. I did not give the company name as Facebook. I gave my, like, the org you're seeing here, I gave the company name as Webshala. So that's why it's showing the domain name. So whatever company name you give, that's going to be your domain name. Okay.
But your login ID is also like approved by webshala.com.
Yeah, login ID is different. Domain name is different. Domain name is like your website name, no? Like you can log in using this domain also in the future.
So what we enter company name is different, right?
Company name is a part of your domain name. So here, if you see Webshala has come
So
because
this is
of the
what I'm
company.
asking. She gave Facebook to the company name, and there is account is like Maruti of webshala.com. Right?
Sorry, your voice was breaking. Could you repeat it, please? Hello.
I'm saying, her company name is Facebook and account name is Maruti and webshala.com. Is this right?
Her company name was
Hey,
Facebook.
can we create this?
Sorry.
Can we create this user ID?
Which user ID?
I mean, like her user ID is showing different domain name and company name.
That's fine. They can be different. Yeah. Yeah. Username is totally different. Your domain name can be, I mean, your company name can be different. That's totally fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I got your point. I think you're saying that company is Facebook and Malti at the rate Webshala she's giving. Instead, it should be facebook.com or something. Like that's what you're saying, right? Yeah, but no, it need not be like that. That can be anything. That's fine. But I'm only thinking that the company name she has given Facebook. So the domain name is becoming facebookdeveloper.com because in real time also there is a domain called developer.facebook.com. So I think it's kind of conflicting with something. You know what I mean? Like there is actually a domain like this. I mean, I'm not able to browse because this is my company laptop, but so I think it's getting confused and it's deactivating her. That's why I feel Malti, you can give a different use this one.
Okay, I will give another company name.
Company name, yes.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you all. We'll connect tomorrow again. Bye-bye.